everyone, welcome back. Listen, I am so excited to be hosting Kiwanis Homestead South Day committee dinner tomorrow evening that I couldn't figure out what to make all week long until just a few minutes ago. I actually had to sit down and put together a recipe as to what I would like to make for these amazing women that does such amazing work in the community, not only in their own positions, but with Kiwanis, of which I am the vice president of here in Homestead. Now, Kiwanis is a global organization of volunteers dedicated to improving the world one child and one community at a time. Annually, the Kiwanis family sponsors more than 150,000 service projects, raises more than $100 million, and devotes more than 18.5 million hours to service. If you're ever interested in learning where you can volunteer in your own community, just go to Kiwanis.org. They'll have everything that you need to know about Kiwanis locally and internationally, locally and globally. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do is macerate the cherries. And basically that's 1.5 cups of pitted cherries. I actually bought them fresh because they're in season now, and pitted them myself. But you can actually buy them frozen, that's fine. Just make sure that they're thawed completely and measure out 1.5 cups of cherries. Now I'm just adding 1/2 cup of sugar. Pour this on top of the cherries, and this is going to extract a lot of the moisture out of the cherries. And then I'm going to put it in a pan. I'm going to let this sit out overnight, and then I'll put this in a pan, pan, whatever, and let this cook up and reduce down with all the liquid. I'll show you what the liquid looks like tomorrow. Okay, so I have my passion fruit here, and I just sliced it open. And one of the things I wanted to point out about the passion fruit that you need to look out for if you want to be able to maximize as much juice as possible, you want to look for a wrinkly, as much as possible wrinkled, kind of shapened. It look like it's old and worn out. It's not. This is when it's at its best. It's like us growing old. We are at our best and we're getting better with every day that we live. So that's what you want to look for. And when you open it up, this is what you'll see and get. These juicy little seeds that's surrounded with these juicy flesh. And that's what I need to strain. I need to release and remove the juice from the seed. So that's what we're going to work on right now. Okay? I'll be right back. Okay, so here I am. I'm just going to pour the flesh away from the inside. See that? And here, put this on the side. And from here, you press and move the seeds with the flesh back and forth on your strainer. I think I may have found a better way of doing this, but if you don't have it, you can do it just the way I showed you. You can either use the back of your spoon, going back and forth across the seeds, or this is what I've opted to do. I have a mortar, so I have the stick, and I'm just going to use that to go across the seeds. It seems to be more ergonomically correct to me. Okay, now in a small saucepan, you're going to add your 1/2 cup of passion fruit. And what I want to do is I want to put this on medium heat so it will reduce down. I'll show you what that looks like when I come back. Passion fruit has reduced to way less than half. It's more like 1/3 now. And that's exactly, that little syrupy consistency that you see right there is exactly what I'm looking for. my passion fruit reduction. I put a tablespoon of sugar with a half a cup of passion fruit juice. And that's what it's reduced down. And this is what the consistency you want it to get to. So now I'm going to add some zest of half a lemon in my mix. So it's kind of like it cooks and cools at the same time, so the heat will release, the heat of the passion fruit just coming off the stove will release the oils in the zest. Okay, and that's all you need. But that little bit is really going to bring out the flavor of, and get the ones that's on the inside. And then we're going to juice it. Here we go. You really got to be strong to squeeze. Oops, this thing. Accidents are made all the time in my kitchen. So, there we go. Juice of half a lemon and juice all over my countertop. And I'm just going to combine this just to loosen it up a little bit. Now in the saucepan, I'm going to put a cup and a half of milk. What I did, I heated up my pot a little first, just to initially knock off the chill. Because once you start seeing, after these bubbles settle down, which is the initial pour bubbles, once these settle down, you're going to start seeing smaller bubbles around the rim of the pot. And that will be your indication that your milk has is a little higher in temperature and is perfect to start adding it with your egg, to slowly adding to your eggs, which is called tempering. And once that reaches its foamy part around the edges, I'll come back. Okay, so here we have our 3 egg yolks. Our milk is ready, as you know, so now I'm going to pour the sugar as well as the salt in. And next will be the cornstarch. Okay, here we go. Low speed first. It doesn't get all over you. Powerful. This thing is remarkable. I just want to do this until it gets light and fluffy. Butter now. That's what you want to see. It almost looks like you could just eat this as icing, but you can't really eat this yet. All right, there we go. Wow, that isn't bad. Okay, now it's time to incorporate our milk, and we need to temper that into the egg mixture. Then we add our milk and keep stirring. All right, looks like it's come to temperature. Now I'm gonna add the rest of the milk. Whisk it all together. Now return it to the pot. And then on medium-low heat, using a wooden spoon, you're going to constantly stir your mixture until this mixture starts to coat the back of your spoon. I'll come back once it's thick enough and it's doing just that, so you can see as an example. Okay, now just remember, you cannot walk away from this. I'm just using a whisk because I don't want any lumps to build up in my pastry cream. I want this to be as creamy as I can possibly get it. And it's starting to thicken up. It's starting to thicken up. So, with that, let me keep stirring. I'm going to switch over to my wooden spoon. And just keep doing this until the pudding starts to coat the back of your spoon. As of right now, it's not going to do that. See? You run your finger through it, there's nothing there. So we're going to wait. I'll come back once it's reached that consistency. Okay. Now you can see, look at this. I used a whisk the entire time until it got thick enough where it started creating like a ribbon effect. But this is what I mean by coating the back of the spoon. See how I run my fingers through it? That's how you know it's ready. It's absolutely delicious. So now, save that for me. Now, oh, first, before I do this, I need to put in 1 tablespoon of ice cold butter. And using your whisk, whisk it in until it's melted. This will give it shine. The butter will give your pastry cream shine. Now, at this juncture, you can add whatever extract you want, vanilla extract, any flavoring, and then let it cool, and then you can use this as the base of your fruit pies, tarts, anything really, even eclairs. So, wow, see? Okay, now, just transfer all of that to a bowl. So beautifully creamy. And when that cools down, it's going to coagulate a little bit better. It's going to firm up just nicely. Now, you need to cover the surface with plastic wrap. And you have to actually get that plastic wrap in there to touch the surface of your pastry cream. See what I mean? It's not hard, it's just time consuming. And if you want to create a special dish for someone special or just for yourself, you're special too, right? So why not take the time and just use these simple ingredients, absolutely basic ingredients that's probably already in your refrigerator and your cupboard if you're an avid cook like me. And you can make this no problem. So I'm gonna let this refrigerate overnight, and then I'll come back to you tomorrow when I'm combining the reduced passion fruit juice with my pastry cream. You guys have a good night. See you then. So here is the cherries that I had macerated yesterday. Basically, I put a half a cup of sugar on top of my cherries, stirred it up, let it sit overnight, and this is how much liquid ended up coming out of that. You see that? It's beautiful. So you got your own natural cherry syrup right here. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just gonna let this reduce down to maybe a third, and then I'm gonna hit it with some Chambord. By the way, cheers. It's Friday night. Oh, my favorite drink, Cure Royale. Wow. Okay, now here's our cherry mixture that we had reducing on the stove. I just took it off the stove and I let it reduce down to a third, and you can see how syrupy it's gotten. I also want you to know that I did add juice of half a lemon to this, so it should really bring out the flavor. So now I want to hit it with some Chambord. It's a French raspberry liqueur. And I'm going to put in a quarter of a cup. Okay, put that in, stir it around. Oh, it's getting so deep in the color. This is a remarkable, oh. So now I'm going to put this back on the stove and I'm going to let it reduce down again, and then we're going to come back and taste it. Oh, this smells remarkable. Yay! Now it's time for us to start the meringue portion of our dessert. I have 6 egg yolks here. Using my whisk attachment, I'm going to start getting that frothy before I start adding my powdered sugar. And before I add my powdered sugar, I want to shift this first. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have a 1/3 cup confectioner's sugar or powdered sugar and a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. And I'm just gonna sift that together in a bowl. It's just doing its own thing now. I'm not letting it get all over the place. Maybe I use a spatula to get these little lumpy thumps out. Okay. There we go. And now we're going to slowly add this to our egg whites as it's getting frothy. Here we go. See, it's getting frothy. I'm going to keep adding my powdered sugar at this point. I'll be using the blowtorch. So let me get that going. And I'm just using this to heat the side of the bowl. So it's basically warming up the egg whites. And I'm hoping that it's going to create a silkier texture and it's cooking the whites as I do this. It's easier than using a double boiler. Just keep using your mixer. And use your blowtorch outside your mixture. It's going to be a little while before it gets to where I need it to be. So I'm going to come back when it reaches that texture. Wonderful. This is actually going to turn into a mousse when you think about it. I'm excited about that. Okay, I think my butane has run out here. So I got a refill. And this is finishing up beautifully. Can you see this? Can you really see it? How about now? Beautiful, right? Okay, when I come back, I'm going to fold my ingredients together, so stay tuned for the next step. Okay, here we go. My pastry cream looks wonderful. I'm trying to scrape off some of this cream off of this plastic. Using a bench scraper, I'm just basically pulling the plastic up off the pastry cream. And get it all up. See? Take the sides. All done. Now, my cooled passion fruit reduction. Put it right in the center of all of that. Get as much of this intense floral fruity flavor out of this pot. Try to get every morsel that I can. Okay, scrape along the side. Waste not, want not. Okay, with my hand mixer. You can use a whisk as well. I'm just choosing to do this because it has been so many steps, so I'm just trying to shorten the time. So here we go. Okay, remove the blades. Don't forget to shake off excess and then lick it off. That is phenomenal. Let's put this on the side. And now we need to fold in our meringue. Okay, so first I'm going to put maybe a quarter of this batch in first, just to stir it in, just to get it incorporated together. I don't want to fold at this point, I just want to stir it in. It's not like it's gonna, I need it to stay like I'm gonna bake it or something like that. It's not that. But this is gonna get even airier. Oh, wow, this is like a mousse. Passion fruit mousse. This is delicious looking. Now I want to fold. Okay, so I stirred then. Now let's fold. So basically, you're going to make a J when you fold. You're basically cutting down the middle and hook up with the J. Cutting down the middle. And as you're doing that, turn your bowl to the left in the opposite direction of your J. And you just keep doing that, how fast or as slow as you like. And when you cut through, you're going all the way down to the bottom to lift up whatever is on the bottom, okay? And bring it to the top. Wow. Look at that. And before you do your next batch of whites, make sure that you can't see any whites before you add more. That way you know it's completely incorporated. See? All right. I'm gonna show this what this looks like when I finish. Okay, I got everything I need here. I have my pastry bag, my little tip, put it inside my pastry bag, get it all the way down to the end. One little trick to learn about this, you twist the end and you tuck it in so that way nothing will come out and nothing will leak. Okay? And it'll look just like that. Put it inside your large cup. This cup is just basically there to help you get product into the bag. All right? That's all that's there for. All right, so now here's our meringue mixture, mousse mixture. I'm calling it mousse, y'all, okay? My passion fruit mousse, that's what this is. Look at, that's a mousse. So I'm going to just scoop this into my pastry bag. I really just want to do this one time. I don't want to refill the bag. It's so messy. But if I had to, I will. Of course I will. Okay, here we go. Now, it's beautiful mousse. Now, I'm going to bring this up a little bit. Maybe some more mousse. Okay, there we go. Put this on the side for a second. And then you just squeeze down the bag. Squeeze down the bag. Make sure everything's down there. It's pretty full. Probably a big mistake on my part. But I'm just gonna twist it up here. Twist, twist, twist. Take it out of my cup, upside down. There we go. Just get all that excess air out. All right, so